Well, good morning. Thank you for coming and watching our presentation about Sunrise Reservations and our Sunrise product. I'd like to start out. We are a reservation software provider. We provide highly customizable reservation software, and I'm going to do a real quick demo so you can see what we provide. I'm on a guest-facing portion of the website. You could have a make a reservation button on your website that would link you to here. I've logged in as a returning guest. We can select a date range for when we want to stay at your park. The map is going to update live in real time to show you what's available. The guests can also filter down what they're looking for as far as the RV. We've got a fifth wheel. It'll match to fit the size of their rig, filter out sites that will not fit. Once they've got all their selection and they know that they want the site that they want selected, they can select that site, see the rate estimate, and complete the reservation. As a returning guest, I've already logged into the system, so all of my information is populated here. This will allow your returning guests to complete a reservation much faster. They agree to the terms and conditions, whatever rules you have set up for your park. And that's how fast it can take for a guest to make a confirmed reservation at your park. There's no waiting around. There's no having to go and check your reservation system to see which online reservations have come in and go and confirm that they actually have a site. This is a true confirmed reservation. That automatically sends out a confirmation email to the park or to the guest. We also have reminder emails that can be sent out 7 days prior to their arrival, or whenever you want to set up, they can get a reminder email that will detail the information about their stay. We're looking forward to seeing you. Here's your site, here's your confirmation number, that type of information. This is Sunrise Panorama. This is the management application that you would use in conjunction with Sunrise Reservations to manage your park and your park reservations. We're going to just do a quick brief overview here so you can see what we have to offer. We've got our grid view here. When you first log into the system, you'll be on your grid view. We've got a map view where you can see interactive map similar to the guest-facing side of things for making reservations. We've got our current guest list, our scheduled arrivals, scheduled departures. Recent reservations is a list of reservations and recently created. We've also got recent invoices. If you've got store items that you're selling, you can keep track of that. We'll go through a new reservation process in Sunrise Panorama. Start by selecting the date ranges for the stay. This site number will be updated live in real time to show what's available. We have all the same filter options for RV that we had in Sunrise Reservations. At that time, you can go in and select a site you want to put that guest on. Find the guest name you're looking for, and then go ahead and complete that reservation. You've got additional occupancy charges that you can put for the guest if you charge extra for children or pets, and then you can go ahead and complete that reservation. Now we are on the Reservation Details page. The Reservation Details page is one of three main pages that you'll be viewing within the system. This has all the details about your reservation. From here, we could go and look at the invoice. We can look at all the details for the invoice. We could return and go back to that reservation, or we could go and look at the guest profile and see what information we have about this guest. We can see there's multiple reservations for this guest profile. We know which reservation is going to be the next arrival. So if they've got multiple reservations, they call on the phone and say, "Hey, I'm coming in a little bit." It's easy to see which one's going to be coming in next. All of our profile information, like addresses, RVs or camping units that they have stored on profile. So we've got all that information. We've got customer tags that you can see here where we can actually designate distinctions on a customer and apply different business rules to that customer. And now earlier I mentioned that the system is very highly customizable. We have a dynamic business rules engine that is behind the scenes where we can apply very complicated rate structures, availability rules to meet whatever criteria you're trying to set up, whether it's yield management, dynamic rates, or if it's rate structure that has nightly minimums on weekends or holidays, or anything basically that you can put to words. We can put that into the rules engine and set up a rule for your park. So you have the high customizability of that in a very user-friendly interface, so that you can make the reservation process very simple. So we can click on the logo here to always get back to our home screen. We've got our grid view, again, our map view. From the grid view, we can right click. We've got context menu. You can see easily to get to different things within the system. We've got a really great group reservation feature. If you have large rally groups that are coming in, you can click on the group reservation. We can name that group. So let's say we're having the Smith family reunion coming in, and they're going to be coming in March, let's say. And they're going to stay with us for a week. And we want to designate a bunch of sites for this group reservation. We can also set up a release date that would automatically release whatever sites they don't book. So let's say we set aside 40 sites for this rally group, and we want them to, they promise they're going to get 40 sites, but they're not sure who's all coming. We'll tell them, well, we're going to get you those sites for in March, but we want you to have them all booked by February 1st. Whatever reservations that you don't have confirmed by February 1st, the system is automatically going to release those back into inventory. This way it takes a lot of the burden off the office staff to keep track of that. And then from there we can just start adding sites to this group reservation. We can do different filters. Maybe we want to add some cabins in there. And so once you have all the sites or cabins or whatever customized site types that you want as part of that group, you can go ahead and add a contact or a wagon master for the group. We'll go ahead and add a guest there. So once we have our contact set up, we can go ahead and create that group reservation. And by sending this contact leader a confirmation email, within the confirmation email is a link that he can send out to all of his group members, which actually has a link that will take them back to the online reservation page with a special link that will direct them to that group. It will have a welcome to that group, and will already preset the dates that they're going to be there, and let them just select one of the sites that you've assigned to that group. So, yeah. The question, one of the questions is, if the group leader need to call you to make that group reservation, or can they make that online? The group leader would actually need to contact the office to have this set up. We don't have an online reservation portion to set up group reservations. And a lot of the reasoning is certain groups may negotiate different price points and stuff like that, which can be set up within the rules engine. So once they get that group set up with a contact there at the park, that can be sent out. Yeah, that's a great question. So the question was, let's say they create this group reservation and they want to come back and add more sites to it later. All they would need to do is call up, and you can see right here we've got the group reservation view. We've got the sites that are designated as part of that group reservation. If we want to allocate more sites, all we have to do is go into the add site feature that goes right back into that same interface we just came from, and they can add more sites. As reservations are claimed, let's say that the group contact is actually going to stay right in this cabin, and we'll claim one of the reservations for this group. You can see that now this reservation is a confirmed reservation. We've got the balance here that we could take payment on. But if we go back and look at that family reunion, we can see that is a claimed reservation. So when that release date occurs, that reservation wouldn't get released. It's a confirmed reservation, but maybe they book 3 more of these sites and there's one they don't book. When that release date comes along, automatically will get put back into general inventory so other guests could book that. So you can see how you can easily add and remove sites from the group. You could just come in here and remove one of the sites here if you wanted to drop a site out of the group or update sites. Every login or every person in the system gets their own unique login. So we track based on, and they can have certain access based on their security role. So they would have access to different parts of the system. By having their own unique login, everything that they do in the system gets recorded and timestamped, so you can go back and see when this reservation was initially created. You can also go and see when we updated it there by dropping that site. And you can see the update note shows that we removed cabin 2. So it's an easy interface to see how you can keep track what people are doing in the system. You know, maybe you have a troubled guest that gets checked in. You can go back and look at who actually checked that guest in, who went through that process of checking the guest in, and then you can go back and talk to your guest service representative about how you want to improve on the customer service. The other aspect of the system is reports. So we've got a very powerful reporting engine that we use to run all the different reports. All of the reports can be exported in a PDF format if you want to print that, HTML if you're going to open it right up in your browser, a text format or a CSV format. So if we run an arrival report by site, you can see we've got a reservation coming in here. All of the reports are interactive. So once you're in a report, you could click on that guest name to go back to that guest profile. You could click on the site name to go to the reservation details, or you could click on the invoice amount there to go to the invoice view. So they are interactive reports. So you can run get payment reports and different things. If you see something on a payment report that doesn't make sense, you can just go ahead and click right on that reservation, pull up the reservation, and find out what's going on there. And we have a large list of reports that you can see here. We use a tool called Jasper for creating reports, and a lot of parks will ask us about customizing reports specific to the way they do business, and it's very easy for us to generate and create those reports for them. The other option is to do a new sale if you're going to be adding different items to invoice. We do have the ability to tokenize and store the card on file for the guests so that you can go ahead and view their invoice, add items to their charge, and take that payment later on. So if we were going to go and accept payment on this guest, we could take a Visa payment, and it would actually keep that Visa on file. Next time we want to go take a Visa payment from that specific guest, we could say apply payment to Visa ending in 1234 or whatever card. So that way, that would allow your guests to essentially run up a tab while they're at the park. They want to add certain charges, they can come along and do that. And then when you go to check them out, you've got their card on file, and you can do one transactional fee for maybe all the different charges they added. Another unique thing about our system is the actual guest profile itself. If you have seasonal or long-term parks, you've got a lot of returning guests, you can actually go and view the guests. The guests can actually log into their guest profile. They can see the reservations that they have on their park. They can know about those reservations. If you start running up a tab on that for that guest, they could log into their guest profile and see that, and then they could actually go in there and make a payment for any outstanding charges that they have online. So we could go in here, we'll go in and add charges for this guest. We'll make a payment. When this payment is made, the guest is going to get a receipt for all the charges that they've completed. So now you can see that we've paid that cabin reservation. The guest has done that all through their online profile. One thing I want to highlight about our system is it's very customizable. With the business rules engine, if you've coming from a settings-based scenario and it's hard to fit your specific park into your management software, we believe that your management software should be set up to do and run your business how you want to run your business. So it's very highly customizable. That concludes the 15-minute presentation for the time that we've been allocated. I thank you for attending and look forward to hearing from you. We're in booth 406. We've got one question. The question was the question is about storing the credit card information on the guest profile. We actually set each park up with their own merchant account. We used tokenized merchant processors so that as a company, we actually don't store any credit cards within our database. And so that card number, we actually store an alias description of it. So it will say Visa ending in 1234. So that when you want to go and charge that card again, nobody ever has access to that card data. It is PCI compliant software. Additionally, we have systems within the software. So if somebody would try to go into a 15 or 16 digit number into one of the notes fields, the system's it's going to prevent that so that people aren't storing credit card numbers on the system.